The soft chime of the cafe doorbell rang as Daniel Whitmore stepped inside, holding the tiny hand of his daughter, Lily. At just 6 years old, Lily was small for her age, with golden hair tied into 2 neat braids and bright eyes that always seemed to hold a silent question. Silent, because Lily had never spoken a word in her life. She was born completely mute, the result of a rare condition that no doctor, no speech therapist, no expensive program could fix. Daniel was a man of means, an influential tech entrepreneur whose name was whispered in business circles and featured in glossy magazines. His tailored charcoal suit, polished watch, and confident stride gave away his status, but his eyes betrayed the quiet sorrow of a father who could give his daughter the world, but not the one thing she longed for most, her voice. It was Saturday morning, their weekly father-daughter ritual. They would go to this small corner cafe in the heart of the city, sit by the big glass window, and Daniel would let Lily choose any pastry she wanted. He'd sip his coffee, she'd munch on her cake, and together they'd watch the world go by. Sometimes she'd scribble in her little sketchpad, sometimes she'd point to people outside and Daniel would guess their stories. But today was different. Today, as they took their seats, Daniel noticed Lily was restless. She hugged her stuffed teddy bear close, her eyes darting toward the counter where a young woman in a cream-colored dress stood in line, smiling as she ordered her drink. There was something about the way Lily watched her, intensely, almost as if she recognized her. The young woman soon got her coffee and passed their table. Daniel offered a polite smile, but she suddenly paused, her gaze falling on Lily. Instead of speaking, the woman crouched slightly, her hands moving gracefully in a series of gestures Daniel didn't understand. Lily's eyes widened. Her teddy bear slipped from her arms onto the table as she watched the woman's hands, her own tiny fingers twitching uncertainly. And then, something Daniel had never seen before, Lily's face broke into the widest smile, and her hands began to move too. Daniel froze. He didn't know what he was seeing. The woman was communicating with his daughter. Not just smiling or gesturing, but actually holding a conversation. The cafe noise faded into a soft hum as he watched them, 2 strangers, yet speaking fluently in the silent language that had always separated Lily from the rest of the world. After a few minutes, Daniel cleared his throat. I'm sorry, he said awkwardly. What are you doing? The woman smiled warmly, still kneeling at Lily's level. Sign language, she said simply. She's telling me about her teddy bear. Daniel's chest tightened. You can understand her? Yes, the woman replied, glancing at him. She's actually quite expressive. She said her teddy bear's name is Mr. Buttons, and that you always get her the biggest slice of cake. Daniel's heart felt like it had been caught in a vice. In all the years of Lily's life, he had never been able to truly hear her thoughts, never been able to know what she wanted to say without guessing. And now this stranger, in a matter of seconds, had unlocked a door he didn't even realize could open. What's your name? Daniel asked quietly. Emily, she said. I work with children who have hearing or speech impairments. But sometimes, her voice softened. Sometimes it's just about making a connection. Daniel didn't know why, but he felt a lump in his throat. He invited her to sit with them, and as she did, Lily's laughter, silent but vibrant, filled the space between them. Emily kept translating, telling him what Lily was saying, and for the first time in his life, Daniel had a real conversation with his daughter. That morning, coffee grew cold and cake went untouched, because for Daniel, something infinitely sweeter had just begun, the soundless melody of his daughter's words.